Julie, your animation buddy. In this video, I'm going to draw my first illustration using some TupiTube tools, and then I'm going to post it in our artist community. So join me on this little adventure. For my first exercise, I choose an animated character from an animated series. And this character is easy to draw so that our first exercise will be fluid and easy so that we can repeat it later to practice. This character is known as Blossom from the animated series The Powerpuff Girls.
Let's start by launching the TupiTube application. If you want to know how to install and set it up, please check my previous video. In it, I explain it in great detail. Okay, the first thing I need to do is create a new project. I choose the dimensions I want to work with and click on OK. Next, we're going to save the project for the first time by pressing the Save button and give it a name. I'll call mine First Drawing. Since this is our first time using this software, we're going to focus on its most common functions and tools for illustrating. In our next video, we'll start working with the animation tools, but let's take it one step at a time.
The components
that we'll use are the work area where we are going to illustrate, the side toolbar where all the resources for drawing and painting are located, the color palette placed on the left side edge, and the brush panel located just below the color palette button. With these elements, we will work on our first illustration, so go ahead! The first step I will take is to choose the background color for my illustration. To do so, I will open the color palette panel and select the background option. Within the color range, I am going to choose a light blue. Done! To draw the character's head, the first thing I will add is an ellipse. This ellipse will contain the face and will have the thickness line of all the elements I'm going to draw. Therefore, I must adjust the thickness of the line before adding it. To do this, I must go to the brush panel located just below the color palette and set the thickness value to 22. Finally, I add the ellipse that will be the base of my character. To do so, I go to the toolbar and within the Shapes options menu, I choose the Ellipse tool. If you are drawing using a mouse, press the left button and the work area while moving the mouse diagonally from top to bottom and from left to right, until you achieve the desired shape and size. If you are using a digital pen, the process will be much more intuitive. Next, I will choose the color of the face. To do this, I open the color palette and select the Fill option. Then I go to the color grid and choose the color that resembles the character's skin. Next, I choose the bucket-shaped fill tool located in the toolbar and click inside the ellipse I added in the previous step. Now I'm going to draw the character size. First, I need to change the thickness of the line to make it thinner. I go to the brush panel again and set it to 15. Next, I choose the fill color for the larger circles. To do this, I go to the color palette and select the Fill option. Then, I select the color white within the color grid. Now, I add a new ellipse inside the character's face, much smaller and less flattened than the first one. This will be the base for the eye on the left side. Next, we will copy the same ellipse to add the right eye. To do so, we activate the Selection tool located in the toolbar. Then, we click on the white circle and once selected, we press the key combination Ctrl-C and then Ctrl-V. The new eye is located right above the first one we drew. We click on it and once it is selected, we press on the right arrow key to move the second eye to its ideal place. As you may have noticed, once an object is selected, you can move it around using the arrow keys, depending on the direction you want to place it. With this resource, you can adjust the position of each eye as much as you want. Next, I repeat the same procedure but to add the iris. First, I must change the fill color to a light red. To do this, I go to the color palette, choose the fill option, and pick the specific red I want for the iris. Then, I add the new ellipse inside the eye on the left side. Again, using the selection tool and the arrow keys, I adjust its position until it is in the right place. In the same way that I copied and pasted the white ellipse, I copy the iris that I just added to complete the eye on the right side. I select Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V and move it with the arrow keys once again. It is time to add the pupils. I go to the color palette, choose the fill option, and select the black color. This time, I need the ellipse to be a perfect circle. To do this, I press the Ctrl key while adding the ellipse. This way, its width and height will be the same. As in previous cases, I select the pupil, copy it, paste it, and move it with the arrow keys to the place I want on the other side of the face. To finish the eyes, I will add 2 white highlights inside the pupils. These highlights are 2 circles and we will draw them just like in the previous steps. Our character is starting to take shape. Now I'm going to add the character's hair. To do this, I'll choose the color I want. So I have to go back to the color palette, select the fill option and choose an orange color. Okay, now to make the process of drawing the hair much easier, I will pick the line tool located in the tools panel within the list of shapes. I'll start by drawing the base of the hair that looks like the shape of 3 peaks or mountains. To do this, I will press the Ctrl key while I draw the first line segment. Keep in mind that you must click on each point of the line where you want to create a vertex or edge. Remember that every time that you get close to each segment where there is a peak, you must release the Ctrl key to be able to draw the tips, and when you want to go back to the horizontal strokes, you must press the Ctrl key again. Once the base of the hair is finished, I'll draw a point on the top of the head and then close the figure by clicking on the initial point where I began to draw the hair. To close the stroke permanently, I press the X key. Now our character's hair looks like the roof of a house, but that's not how we want it, so we will adjust it by using the Notes tool located in the Tools bar. Now we are going to click on the character's hair. As you can see, some green little squares will appear in different parts of the stroke. Each one of these squares is called a node. The nodes will allow us to modify the parts of the figure that we want to soften, in this case the top of the hair. If we click on any of the nodes, you will notice that there are some white auxiliary nodes appearing. If you drag them with the mouse, you will see how you can modify the curves of our drawing. You can drag both the white and the green nodes. It requires a little practice, but over time you will get used to them, just like I did. In our case, we will focus on modifying the last 3 nodes corresponding to the upper part of the figure. After several adjustments, our hair is ready. Next, we'll draw the bow over the hair. This bow is in the same red color that we used for the character's eyes. So we'll select it in the color palette so that it will be our fill. As we can see in the reference, the bow consists of 2 tubby shapes on the sides and a small knot in the center. We are going to start by drawing the shapes. To do this, we will use the same tool we used to make the hair. This time, I'll draw a diagonal semi-triangle on the hair.
Remember that to finish the line, you must use the X key. Now, to soften the lines of the bow, I need to use the Notes tool that we already know. We select it from the toolbar and proceed to adjust the element so that it has the shape of a square tip. Remember that to gain skill in handling the notes of a figure, you must practice a lot. Next, we will copy the element that we just created and move it to the character's right side. Again, we activate the selection tool, Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V, and move the new tip of the bow to the other side of the hair using the arrow keys. As you can see, we need to change the direction of the new tip of the bow to the opposite side. To do so, we'll select it in the right side panel of the work area. We'll click on the flip horizontal option and that's it! Now all we have to do is use the arrow keys to adjust the location of each tip. As you may have noticed, the ends of the bow are on the top of the hair, and we need them behind. To move them behind the hair, we'll use the selection tool again. We'll pick each of the ends and click on the Send Object to Back option. Ready! Now we only need to draw the knot in the center. To do this, we will create a new ellipse and we'll send it to the back, as we did with the ends. We're almost done! To finish, we'll draw the character's mouth. The first thing we have to do is disable the fill color. To do this, we go to the color palette and select the fill option. Then, in the list of available colors, we'll choose the transparent color located right here. We are ready. Now, we select the line tool again and press the Ctrl key. We'll make a small horizontal stroke under the eyes. And how do we finish the stroke? X key again. As you can notice, the character seems to be a little bit disappointed. Let's give her some happiness! To achieve our goal, we'll use the Notes tool to shape a smile. Just like we did with the hair and the bow. We're almost done! To finish, we're going to center our illustration. To do this, we activate the selection tool and pick all the elements of our character this way. And in the right panel, we click on the group option. We select the object again and click on the center option, located in the center right panel. And that's it! We finished our first illustration using TupiTube! Let's save our project one last time by clicking on the Save button, and that's it! Now my illustration is ready to be published in our user community. Here we go! I click on the Publish menu and choose the Publish Frame option. Next, I get a dialog window where I can assign the title, tags, and a description to my post. Although this information is optional, I'm going to fill out the field since this is my first illustration with TupiTube.
Finally, I click on the Publish button and voila! In a couple of minutes, my illustration will be available on my TupiTube.com profile. Let's see how it turned out!
I hope that you liked this video and also that it has encouraged you to make your first illustration. Remember that you can choose any character that you like, or you can even create your own design. Just remember that it has to be easy because that's your first time doing an illustration. If you did post it in the TupiTube community, please let me know in the comments below so that I can go check it and give it a like. Also, if you want to learn more about animation, remember to follow us on our channel. See you in the next video, TupiTubers! Stay tuned!